Under Graham Potter's management, Brighton established themselves as a stellar Premier League side, but Roberto De Zerbi's arrival took them to a whole new level. They finished inside the top 6 in his first season in charge, getting them European football for the first time in over 100 years. And what's even more impressive is Brighton have consistently sold their best players throughout the years to other Premier League sides and still been able to compete with them in the Premier League through developing the talent they've already got and spending that money wisely. Now, as I've already said, De Zerbi has done a phenomenal job with Brighton, but guys, now it's my turn. That's right, in today's video I am becoming the new manager of Brighton with one goal in mind: to win them the Champions League and make them the best team in the world. So here is the starting 11 that we have loaded into with Brighton, and they are absolute proof that sometimes EA do not do justice to some teams in this game. I mean, look at Evan Ferguson, for goodness sake. He's only 74 rated when in actual fact he's better than majority strikers in the Premier League in real life. And Mitoma's another player, only 81 rated, where last season he made some defenders look like absolute amateurs. And of course, we've got the legendary James Milner, who is retiring at the end of this season, but he's only 77 overall. Come on, EA, he's got to be at least 99 rated. But on the flip side, Brighton do have quite a few old players. I mean, 7 of them at least are in their 30s right now. And whilst there are contracts to renew players like Evan Ferguson, João Pedro, Verbruggen and Igor, players that we can potentially build this team around, have got contracts for at least another 5 or 6 years, so that is a great start. So all in all, guys, after going through the team, I'm still set on what I said. EA have not done justice to Brighton. However, instead of the 4-2-3-1, we're using the 4-4-2 flat. Now, there is a very good reason for this, which I'll explain a little bit later. And for once, I am using the kick and rush tactical vision. It says that this does rely quite heavily on the midfield, and with a 4-4-2 formation having 4 midfielders, I reckon this is the way to go. And after meddling with the team, I feel like this is the strongest starting 11 we can field, and we haven't even made any signings yet this season. I think this team's pretty damn good already. But this time financially, we've got absolutely nothing to work with. £0 in our budget, but if you've seen the title to this video, you can already see what's coming. This time, I can only spend the money we make from the players that we actually sell. So in other words, we are doing exactly what Brighton do in real life. And as you can imagine, this isn't going to be easy. Our highest rated players are obviously our most expensive players when it comes to market value. So if we are to actually make this work, we've got to get rid of the deadwood in Season 1 first. Now, I have made my mind up on who I want to try and sell: Adam Lallana, Danny Welbeck, Pascal Grobe, and also Joel Veltman. And as you can see, there is a running theme with this. They're all about 30 years old, and they're all kind of deadwood that I don't really think I'm going to use in the team. But I'm also sending these 6 players out on loan, and there's a running theme for this as well. None of them are older than 25 years old, and hopefully once they come back off their loan, not only will their market value have increased, their overalls will have too. And after managing to sell every single player I wanted to, we've now got 35 million to spend in Season 1, but I'm going to make a controversial decision, and I'm not going to spend a penny of that on players. Instead, I'll use that money to renew contracts, and instead of giving them a 1 or 2 year contract, I'm going to try and give them a 3 or 4 year deal, so this way we don't have to worry about the contracts for at least 2 or 3 seasons. And I'm also using that money to take care of the coaching system. Whilst the team itself has got a stupid amount of potential, these coaches will definitely help get the best out of them. Now, after sorting all that out, we do still have 34 million, but I'm sticking to my guns. I don't want to spend a penny in Season 1, and there's a very good reason why. As I've already mentioned, our most valuable players right now are our highest rated players, so what if we gave the entire team a full season to development? Even the dead wood in the team would become way more valuable. I mean, Tariq Lamptey is only worth 7 million right now, but what if he becomes 78 rated by the end of this season? He could probably double that. I'm not saying I'm going to sell him, but I'm just giving you an example. Now, I'm willing to bet a lot of you want me to sign Ansu Fati, and he is a decent player, man. 20 years old, 78 overall, but I've got a different idea. Instead of signing Ansu Fati, I'm just going to stick with Mitoma, man. He's already grown to 83 overall because I converted him to a winger. This is absolutely the no-brainer move. And to be fair, Ansu Fati would definitely break our bank if we brought him into the team, so he's going to go to Barcelona again once his loan deal runs out. But now that that's all taken care of, this is how the team looks going into our first season with Brighton. And I've got to admit, guys, I really do like the looks of it. Now, there is obviously weaknesses in the team like Modi, you got Lamptey, and of course, you've got Verbruggen, who's only 75 rated. But if we give this guy time, he could potentially become our endgame keeper. And obviously, Brighton are in the Europa League. They're in Group B alongside Ajax, Marseille, and AEK Athens. And if I'm not mistaken, they've done pretty well in the Europa League. But something tells me this team isn't going to be topping anything this year. I may be very wrong, but looking at this team on paper, I'm not getting my hopes up. But I've got to admit, we've done better than I thought. We are 12th in the Premier League at the end of Season 1, but look at the points from 6th place to us. There's only 13 points difference between ourselves and European football once again. I know that in real life, Brighton are already looking like they're getting European football this season, but we've got to take baby steps to get to that point again. As for the FA Cup, we did actually make it to round 5. But in the Carabao Cup, Arsenal knocked us out in round 3. As for the Europa League, I'm pleasantly surprised we did make it through to the preliminary round, finishing second, whilst Marseille, quite frankly, tanked the group. And we are in the round of 16 after just about getting past Antwerp 4-3 on aggregate. But West Ham just about get the better of us, 5-4 in the round of 16. But you know what? Considering the fact I didn't even think we were making out of the group stage, I'll take this. And I'll also take this. Oh my days. Look at the improvement in this team, man. At least now I know exactly where to put that budget next year. And it's very clear who carried us this season. Mitoma got 16 goals and 7 assists, and João Pedro got 13 and 7 himself. Evan Ferguson didn't have a good season though, only 8 goals in 43 games. I'm putting that down to his age, but hopefully now that he's a better player going into Season 2, he'll do way better. Now remember, we didn't spend a penny of this budget on players this season, so this 34 million is going to get carried over to Season 2. And guys, even if I don't make any player sales next season, I know exactly what position I'm spending money on. But before we find out what position I'm going to improve, if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure you leave it a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. We are literally this close to hitting 50,000 subscribers now. So here we are in Season 2, and a lot of players have returned from their loan move in Season 1, and I feel like I can make a pretty good transfer list with these players. Now, as you can see, Mitoma and Evan Ferguson are blocked. They're going absolutely nowhere. However, Steele, Dunk, March, Alzate, Undav, Sima, they can all get gone as far as I'm concerned. Some of these transfers are a pure cash grab, like Lewis Dunk. I know this may annoy some Brighton fans, but it's literally what I've got to do in this video. But the reason I'm selling players like Solly March and also Dennis Undav is to make way for other players that I feel like in the long run will be way better than them. And I've once again got a loan list. I mean, this one's quite simple. They're decent players, they've got decent potential, but they won't get game time here, so hopefully on the loan move they will get game time and also improve. And after managing to sell every single player on that transfer list, we've now got over 110 mil in our budget, and guys, now it's time to spend that money. But guys, we're not going to go mental with it. There's only 2 positions I actually want to buy for. I only want to bring in a better centre-back for Jackson and a better centre midfielder for Belieber. I mean, once we sorted those positions out, the rest of the team is looking pretty damn stellar, and I'm happy to trust them going into Season 2. I mean, we've got Mitoma on the left, we've got Ferguson, João Pedro up top, a returning Enciso on the wing where Solly March was. We've got quality all around the pitch. We don't need to spend any more money. Now, the first player we are bringing into the team is David Anko from Feyenoord. He's only 26 years old, 82 overall, and his stats look absolutely incredible, and for only 33 million flat, he is now a Brighton player. And if I'm not mistaken, that makes David Anko the second highest transfer fee behind João Pedro, who cost around 34 or 35 million. Please someone confirm that in the comments if I'm right. But back to business, we need a midfielder, and Yassine Adli from Milan is the midfielder I want. He's only 23, 77 overall. I feel like this guy will ball out in the Premier League. And we're about to find out if I'm right, because for 15.8 million on the dot, Yassine Adli now plays for us. Now, we do still have 62 million in our budget, but like I've already said, there's only 2 positions I wanted to spend on, and those were the 2 positions. I'm going to save this money till next year, because quite frankly, spending it now, it just isn't smart. But this is how the team looks going into Season 2, and it is so much better than what we had to work with going into Season 1. I mean, the players from last season have massively improved, but we've got Yassine Adli and David Anko in the team, and they've definitely improved the quality we've got on the squad. And if I'm being honest, guys, I feel like by the end of this campaign, we'll be knocking on European football's door once again. And guys, I think I was right. We are 7th in the league at the end of this season. I'm pretty sure 5th and 6th gets you Europa League and 7th place gets you Europa Conference League. I guess we'll find out one way or another in Season 3, but all I know is we've jumped from 12th to 7th place, and that in its own right is bloody good stuff. We also made the FA Cup final, losing to Man City 3-1, but you know what? We made the FA Cup final and we got top 8 football. So far, this season's been a dub. But we did get knocked out in round 4 by Fulham in the Carabao Cup. You know what? FA Cup final, top 8 football, this isn't anything really, is it? But man, look at the team now. Hanko's 85, Verbruggen's 84, Matoma's 87. We have got a very good team on our hands now. And I think it's safe to say we know how to score goals now. 27 for Ferguson, 34 for João Pedro, 25 for Matoma, and 20 for Yassine Adli. I mean, what a season we've had. When you put this into perspective, it's mad. We finished inside the top 8 and made it to the FA Cup final without spending more than 60 million in 2 seasons. That's outrageous. And remember, we've got 64 million carrying over into Season 3. The question is, guys, where the hell am I actually going to put that money now? So it's now our 3rd year in charge of Brighton, and I've made my mind up on where I want to put that money. I want a better centre mid than Dawood to partner up with Yassine Adli in our team. I mean, he's almost 30 years old. He's 80 overall. I mean, I don't know whether I'm going to sell this guy, just drop him to the bench. All I know is I want a better midfielder. Now, I'm very aware that Lamptey is also one of the weakest links in the team, but it'll only take him 6 weeks to grow to an 81 rated right back. He's going nowhere whilst he's improving like this. And it's the same story for Igor. He's only 2 weeks away from becoming an 82 rated centre back, man. Whilst the players are improving at this rate, I can't replace them. It's just unfair. Now, financially, we are very sound. 64 million we've got in our budget, and I'm not intending on selling any players, so this is the exact amount we've got to spend this year. But for as long as I possibly can, I want to keep with Brighton's policy by not going overboard massively on one player unless they are absolutely worth it. But I feel like I found a player who's definitely worth it. Eduardo Bo from United. He's only 23, 79 overall. His stats definitely suit the 4-4-2 formation, and he's only worth between 33 and 26 mil. This guy is definitely within our budget. And guys, I feel like we just stole Eduardo Bo from United, as we've only had to spend 29.1 million to bring him to Brighton. But one thing I did do is send Dawood out on loan to Leeds United for a year. This is just to ensure that Eduardo Bo gets the game time he needs to not only get better, but surpass Dawood in that midfield role. And now that that's all taken care of, this is how the team looks heading into Season 3. And I've only simulated a couple of weeks into the season, and already some players have improved, man. We're in for a great campaign. And guys, I was wrong. We've qualified for the Europa League instead of the Conference League. We're in Group C alongside Marseille, Rangers, and Apiol FC. Now, the last time we were in the Europa League, this team wasn't that good in the slightest on paper. However, this team's grown. This team has improved. I genuinely feel like not only are we going to get out of the group stage this time, we can make it to the final. But scratch the Europa League for a second. We're 2nd in the Premier League. We've got Champions League football next year. Never mind the Europa League. Oh my God. The last 3 seasons, we've gone from 12th to 7th to 2nd place. Could we win the title next year? But one thing we didn't win is the FA Cup, as we crashed out to Wolves on penalties in round 6. And Nottingham Forest knocked us out of the Carabao Cup in round 3. So domestically, we have done pretty badly, haven't we? But we've not done badly in Europe. We've won the Europa League, beating Valencia 2-1 in the final. So one way or another, guys, we've got Champions League football next year. And I've just realised this is the first trophy we've won as Brighton's manager. And what a trophy to win, man. But when you look at the team and how much it's improved, no wonder we've done so well, man. It's world class at the minute. And the stats are no different. 29-3 for Ferguson, 28-7 for João Pedro, 16-10 for Matoma, 6-8 for Adli, and Eduardo Bo got 6-9 too. What a performance. Guys, we've done insanely well this year. We've won the Europa League and finished 2nd in the Prem, man. I don't think people realise how mad that actually is with how little we've spent. This team has become the genuine definition of crap. The big question is, man, where the hell do I spend money next year? Because quite frankly, everywhere is absolutely brilliant. So here we are in Season 4 with Brighton, and I've looked at the team and I've made my decision on where I want to put that money. I don't want to put it anywhere into this team right now. However, I do want to sell some deadwood players in the team like Jakob Moder, like Sherpin and Ayari, just to name a few. Now, you can see for yourselves, we've got players worth a lot of money. I mean, 3 of them are worth close to 100 million, for goodness sake. But with the team improving as much as they have for the last 2 seasons, I feel like if we do spend that money, it's money wasted when we could have simply been more patient patient and wait for the players to grow. So once we've sold and loaned out every player on the transfer list, we're going to keep that money until season 5 and then see where we go from there. And after once again managing to sell every single player on that transfer list, we've got over 75 mil in season 4. But as I've said, we're not going to spend a penny of that till next season now. And that means the team looks like this headed into season 4 of our takeover of Brighton. And let's be honest, guys, we have got a ridiculous team in front of us. Believe me when I say this, I'm trying really hard not to get ahead of myself right now, but I feel like a couple of trophies are on the way to our cabinet at the end of this season. One of which could be the Champions League, as we're in Group F alongside AC Milan, Club Brugge and Victoria Plzen, and I'm willing to bet our side is definitely the favourite to top this group. But let's be honest, guys, football, and especially FC24, is unpredictable. Last season we finished second in the Prem and won the Europa League, so what the hell can we do this time? I am getting so sick of Manchester City, man. We are second in the league to them once again, only by 3 points this time. Manchester City are just too damn good. Honestly, going all season only losing 2 games is genuinely quite impressive, especially with the quality in the Premier League right now. As for the FA Cup, we made it to round 3 before getting knocked out by Notts County. Notts County knocked us out of the FA Cup. That is just the epitome of our season right now. But we have won the Carabao Cup, beating Liverpool 2-1 in the final. That's our second trophy in charge of Brighton, so maybe this season isn't that bad after all. As for the Champions League, we very comfortably make it through to the round of 16, finishing second, only 3 points behind AC Milan. And that is where we just about get past Barcelona. And we've destroyed Man City. In the quarters, we could be playing Monaco, Leverkusen, Juve. Oh, please be Monaco. Of course it wasn't Monaco. It was Bayer Leverkusen who annihilated us 4-1 in the second leg to get to the final. I mean, really, Leverkusen, you want to start this rivalry again? Now, I've got to be honest, looking at this team, I feel like we should have not only won the Premier League this year, we should definitely be playing in the Champions League final. I mean, look at the stats as well, man. Almost 40 goal contributions for Ferguson, almost 30 for João Pedro, 16 and 8 for Enciso, and 15 and 17 for Matoma. We've had an amazing season. But unfortunately, it's been the season of second best. We're second best to Manchester City, we are second best to Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League, and somehow second best to Notts County in the FA Cup. I still don't get how that happened. But as you know, we've got 77 million to take into season 5 with this, and honestly, I still don't really know what to do with this money. So it's now our 5th year in charge of Brighton, and after spending a lot of time thinking about what I can spend that 77 million on, I think I finally twigged in on what I want to do with it. I want to focus it on the bench because, as you can see, there's a lot of quality there, but we don't have a backup fullback nor striker, and that's definitely something that we need to sort out. And honestly, I don't think we need to sell anyone either. I think 77 million is more than enough to bring in a backup striker and a backup fullback. We just need to be quite tactical, just like Brighton in real life. Now, starting with the striker, I'm going for Angel Correa. He's 32, 82 rated. He's got a ton of Champions League experience, and that's exactly what we need in this Brighton side. And for only 23 million on the dot, he now plays for us. In regards to the backup fullback, I'm going for one of my favourites on the game. He's 26 years old. He's 81 rated. He is Sergio Gomez. And just like that, guys, for 22 million, we've concluded our business for season 5. And just look at the bench now, guys. We're replacing quality with quality, and I genuinely feel like this year we've got a shot to win every single competition we're in. Now, this time in the Champions League, we're in Group E alongside Dortmund, Porto, and Fenerbahce, and you better believe I want to top this group undefeated. Now, last year, this team was the team of second best to Man City in the Prem, second best to Notts County in the FA Cup, and second best to Bayer Leverkusen in the semis of the UCL. Now, this season, I'm really hoping that's a different story. And it finally is in the Premier League, because we finally beaten Manchester City to it. Brighton Hove Albion are finally Premier League champions. We finally did it, guys. 7 points clear top of the table. We have made Brighton the best team in England. But we couldn't make them the best team in the FA Cup because Everton knocked us out in round 3. I mean, Everton? Really? But we did make the semis of the Carabao Cup, losing 5-2 to Arsenal. Oh my god, if we're losing 5-2 on aggregate to Arsenal, God help us in the Champions League, lads. Now, as for the Champions League, we did end up topping Group E by 3 points. Not undefeated how I wanted to personally, but you know what? We topped it. I've got to take that for what it is. But in the round of 16, we absolutely destroy Frankfurt 6-1, and we go quite easily to the quarters. And that's where we've beaten the Bottle Jobs 3-2 on aggregate. Oh, that is amazing. We could be playing PSG, Man City, Bayern Munich, Munich, I'm not going to lie, that feels like the real cream of the crop, man. We are against the big boys now. But we've somehow beaten Bayern Munich once again, this time 5-4 on aggregate, and we're playing Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League final. I can't even be mad at that, you know. We haven't played PSG in the final in a long time, so it's about time we played them again, really, ain't it? But let me tell you, I hope they've got a good defense, because Evan Ferguson, João Pedro, Enciso, and Matoma have all bagged over 15 goal contributions this season, man. Ferguson, João Pedro, and Enciso especially were on fire this season. And as for the starting 11, just look at it, man. And the most impressive part about this is we've actually done it the Brighton way. Net spend signings only, and we've not spent more than 35 million on a single player in this video so far. I'm actually quite impressed with that myself. And so far, at least, we've been very successful with Brighton. We've won the Europa League, we've won the UEFA Super Cup, we've won the Carabao Cup, and of course, we've just won the Premier League title. But now we have a chance to make history with Brighton by winning them their first ever Champions League trophy. All we got to do is beat PSG in the final to do it. Thomas on the ball early in the first half. Oh, he's got past Marquinhos quite easily. And Kimpembe. Oh my god, this could be the dream. So, oh my god, Matoma. That's got to go in from there, lad. We've got Evan Ferguson on the ball. He is being chased and hunted down, but he's clear of all of him. We come in this 1-0. Surely, there we go. 15 minutes in. We have finally got our goal against PSG. I mean, it only took 2 attempts, but you know what? We've got our goal in the end. Evan Ferguson picks it up just shy of the halfway line, outpaces the entire defense, and Travala's the top left corner. Bang, get in. And here we go once again. Okay, we just need to get past Marquinhos and we'll be in for it. Look at Marquinhos, man. The guy's on smoke, but it looks like we've outsmarted them. Oh my god, a stupid nan. He can make it 2-0 here. And he has! On the stroke of half time, we are 2-0 up thanks to our left back strike. Marquinhos has been a nightmare in this game. Removing from the equation, PSG's defense is absolutely terrible, and that goal just proves it. And here we come once again, early in the second half. Evan Ferguson's on the ball. He's away from his defenders. He can make this 3. Oh my god, Evan Ferguson is so damn clinical on this game. It's ridiculous. Literally straight from kickoff, we go on the attack, and Evan Ferguson, bang, get in once again. And Ciso is on the ball on the right. He's just taken out Acuna, his fellow Argentinian international. He's going to come back on himself. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. Ferguson from there. Right foot Travella. Oh, what a goal that would have been. Here we come again with Yassine Adli. We're going to come try and get inside. Oh, we still got the ball, and we found it in Ciso. We could make it 4-0, you know, if this comes. Oh, that is amazing. And Ciso with the 4th goal of the game. I officially feel safe now from PSG. What a goal that is as well, man. On his right foot, Marquinhos tries to get a block in, and he goes top left bins. Donnarumma, he might be 6'6", but he doesn't stand a chance against that. But that is the full-time whistle. Our job is officially completed. We have made Brighton not only the best team in England by a country mile, but the best team in the world. And we did this without spending a single penny, guys. We sold a whole bunch of players and used the money from those player sales to bring in more players. And honestly, guys, I say our net spend is in the positives, not the negatives. But that is the end of this video. Don't worry though, guys. If you enjoyed that, you should just click right here to watch another one.